Welcome to the Phoenix Prosperity Podcast, where wealth meets legacy. Join your host, Tim Fergestad, as we explore the journeys of Phoenix's finest to success and beyond.
Hello, this is Tim Fergestad. Thank you for joining us. I'm very pleased to have Susan Mershon with me here today. Susan is the founder of the Techie Mentor and a seasoned business strategist and coach with over 15 years of experience. She helps virtual assistants and freelancers build and scale six-figure, freedom-based businesses by mastering tech, systems, and strategy. Susan is passionate about empowering entrepreneurs to leverage technology and automation so they can work on their own terms, creating sustainable and profitable businesses. Love it. Welcome to the show, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Tim, for having me here. I'm so delighted to have this time with you. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for making time for us. So
You're welcome.
Why don't you give us a snapshot of your business right now?
Okay. So as you mentioned, I've been in the freelance VA industry for the last 15 years. I came out of corporate America and just had decided after my son was born, my younger son was born, that I was done with corporate. And I stumbled across the VA industry. And quickly realized that it was really admin based, and I'm not an admin. So I ventured into the tech space. And I did that for about 4 years before people kept coming to me going, well, how did you do that? And how'd you learn those tech skills? Right. And I'm an IT person anyway. So I've been in IT my whole corporate career. So I switched to training the tools that allow you the freedom to work when and where you want. So really embracing an online business. And so I've been doing that for the last 11 years, really focused on, again, just digital marketing tech, which is, digital marketing is what makes you or allows you to market online, but it's all powered by technology. And then just as I mentioned earlier, is I'm in the process of a pivot because I realize it's time for me to move on to what's next. And in the new year, I'm really focusing on what I'm calling myself a tech strategist, which is really helping coaches, consultants, and creators simplify digital marketing and the tech that powers it. So really embracing the freedom that digital marketing tech allows you to have through funnels and websites and social media and all the things that go with it. And the goal, long-term goal, is to turn that into an agency where I can actually take the people I train and move them into a position, if they don't want to run their own business, that they could work in an agency environment.
Okay. Is that part of Techie Mentor, or is that
that's going to be new? Okay. Yeah, that's new. So I go so Techie Mentor is still alive and well. It will just be scaled down. So it'll still be running, but it's really going to be a funnel into the agency, which right now I'm calling it the Techie Strategist. So using my credibility as the Techie Mentor to move into a new space, different audience. But I have been working with clients off and on for 15 years in that same arena. And I'm just feeling called to move to that next level.
Okay. There's a lot of challenges in that space. What sort of sets you apart, Susan?
Well, I've been an IT person since I was 20, long time. Okay. And as I said, I've been entrenched in the online business world for the last 15 years. So I really understand what works and what doesn't, what's hype, what's short-lived. And technology is easy for me. I love tech. It's easy for me to learn. This will date me, but I used to stand up train DOS, first version of Windows. Sure. So it's been something I've been able to do. So it's like, it's my zone of genius to be able not only to demystify tech, but also I'm very great at strategy. So what makes me different is I'm not just a tech person, but I'm also a strategist. And what most people miss when they play with tech is they buy tech and then they try to retrofit a strategy to work with the technology. And it's really the other way around. Your strategy is first, then your technology.
Okay. Before you give us an example about how that works, can you maybe talk a little bit more about sort of your general niche or clientele? Are you helping people in specific spaces, or is it just everybody who's virtual? Or can you speak to that?
So I'm really focused on the coaching industry. So that could be business coach, health coach, mindset coach, money coach,
Okay.
in that space, but then also consultants. So anybody who would be like a project management consultant, I was once one of those.
Okay.
So somebody who's a consultant and really wants to kind of move out of that corporate space and have their own consulting business. And then I also added creators in there, which are people who want to create courses, which is a great passive income stream, because I've done all three of these. I understand what it takes to be a coach, a consultant, and a creator. And those are the three spaces that, at least my focus right now, that's where I'm focusing for the new business. As I mentioned, Techie Mentor is really around anybody who wants to be a VA, but on the tech side of things.
Okay. So in that coaching realm, can you give us an example of like some of the strategies or how you implement the tech to support a particular strategy?
Sure. So I'll just use a business coach. So let's say a business coach, a brand. Look, I'll just start with a new business coach. So let's say there's a new business coach, and they know they need a website. They know they need to have a funnel. They don't really understand what a funnel is. A lot of people don't. If you've never, worked in marketing, which I wasn't, they don't understand that. So what I do with clients is, first off, if they have existing technology, we do a tech audit. So I look at what you have. And then I ask, what is your current strategy? And what I've found is a lot of coaches come out of these accreditation businesses where they get an accreditation to be a coach.
Okay.
But they're taught how to coach, but not, and a business, but they're not taught about the technology that actually makes it all run.
Okay.
And so understanding what their strategy is outside of what maybe they were taught in the accreditation, and then putting that forward. A lot of people don't understand just a simple lead funnel and what the power of that is versus trying to compete for, mind space on social media, which is not easy to do. So taking their strategy and understanding, okay, what is your goal? What are you trying to do? Get more traffic, get more sales, build your credibility, build your brand, get awareness. And then taking that information and then turning it into some actionable steps. So for instance, let's say they want to build their email list. That's a strategy. So then what we would do is we'd work together to create a lead magnet funnel, which lead magnet, something for free. It could be a checklist. It could be an assessment. It could be a how-to guide, whatever, an ebook, and showing their expertise. So a business coach could talk about how to start a business. What are the 5 key things you need to start a business? And then that could take them through, the freebie would take them through that. And then the funnel would then kick off and slowly explain what it is this person does, and then have a call to action to have a conversation so they can then decide if they want to work together. So that's a very kind of high level, but that's the process that we go through. So it's very unique to each person's business because there's no 2 VAs alike. There's no 2 coaches alike. And, everybody has a different kind of strategy. Now, obviously, if you want to build leads, but there's different ways to build leads. You could do a lead magnet funnel. You could do ads. You could do social media. So really looking at what works for them in that digital marketing sphere.
Right. Okay. Excellent. What are some of the biggest challenges you've had to overcome in this space?
Well, for me personally, I have shiny object syndrome when it comes to technology. So all the new stuff that comes out is really getting myself immersed in that, because there's technology that has stood the test of time, and then there's the stuff that's new and doesn't last. And I guess really trying to get myself under control, like, let's try this new tool. So for me as a business owner, I spend a lot of time playing with technology, which can be good or bad, because the beautiful thing about digital marketing tech is they all do the same thing, right? So Aweber, MailChimp, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, they all do the same thing. It's just they have different fancy tools or buttons, and their interfaces are different.
Right. Well, similarly for some people, some of our listeners, social media, for example, right? You may have a strategy. For some people want direct mailing. They want to just grow their list and email people consistently, or they may want to get on social media and try to grow, to redirect people from there into their funnel or something maybe. But there are, like, go high level, right? I believe a little more social media friendly than some of the other
Yes.
CRMs.
Yes.
So you being savvy with those, and you can save people a lot of time and energy and money by directing them to the right platform to begin with.
Right. Yeah. So it's just finding that balance, right? Because, I know Go High Level, I know Infusionsoft, I know, Kartra and Kajabi. So I know all these different tools. And a lot of them, like you said, are the same, but it's really about what strategy are you really looking for? What's your number one strategy?
Right.
Right? Like Kartra would not be social media friendly because that's not what it's for. Right. So there's a benefit to understanding the different tools. But again, for me, finding the balance as to, do I really need to, maybe that tool needs to stay around for a year before I actually invest the time to figure it out. Because as I said, some of them are here and gone tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Now I feel obliged to ask how AI is affecting your industry and your model.
Oh, I love AI. It is a tool in my tool belt. I don't see it as competition. I see it as a collaborative tool. Now, that also depends on what you do. So I'm not an admin. And so for a lot of administrative assistants, they are being replaced by admin, data entry, repetitive type tasks that the system can learn are being replaced. So that's not my space. But what it does is shortcut a lot of not really creative process, but repetitive process and help you speed things up. So for me, I'm excited about it. I use it myself. Sometimes it's just, if I have a couple ideas, I just need to soundboard, brainstorm, use it for that. And then kind of go from there. I know a lot of people use it for, like, I use it to I will transcribe a blog post and then I have it clean it up for me. It's my voice, but it's my podcast, but it goes in and clean. So that takes a lot less time than me having to do it myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I love it.
I've been playing a little bit with the graphic visual art AI, which is mind-boggling to me how incredible it can be. Some of the stuff it can generate and how quickly. And I have some artist friends who, it depends what you do there as well.
Right.
Some of them, it definitely can replace some of what they do. Some of they're like, it can do it faster but better than what than what they can do. Like, this is amazing. And it can be anything, right? You can say, show me Darth Vader in a bikini on the moon or something, right? And it'll do it.
Oh my gosh.
And it'll, you can say, do it in the style of Pixar, or do it photorealistic with and it can do it with this type of shading, and it'll do it like that. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. I haven't played with that, but that sounds like something that's fun. So yeah, like copywriters, that's another area where this could really affect their industry. Yes. Because it can write copy. For you, like, I tend to be wordy, right? So I'll write something and I go, can you shrink it for me? Because it's too wordy, and it will shrink it. Like, if I need it to be 500 characters, it can do that for me versus me taking 3 hours. So I can see there can be some, fear of where it will evolve. But my thing, again, being an IT person, somebody always has to feed the machine, right? Somebody's always got to tell it what to do. There's a person behind AI. It's not just the system running itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good point. Good stuff. So
thank you.
I like to talk investing sometimes. It sounds like things have been going well in your business.
Yes.
Looking towards the future. Sometimes we like to talk about having different streams of income, right? Or ways you can create passive income to enhance or even replace your current active income, giving you a little more time freedom, working on the projects and that you want to do. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, I am a big advocate for multiple revenue streams in any business. One of the things that I think is a really great way to, at least in my world, is to create a digital information product. So, something like a workbook or something that gives a lot of value for a small price. And it takes time to set it up, but once it's set up, then it's done. So I've actually sold a digital information product for the last 4 years and made well over $100,000 just on that. And
nice.
it's
And
just,
is this like a course, for example? You mentioned Kajabi or something earlier.
no, it's actually a Word document. It is
Okay.
a workbook that is a step-by-step how to set up a VA business. And then it has templates. And so it's a bundle, but it's basically, it's a bunch of Word documents.
Okay.
But there's so much value for people who go, I have no idea how to start. And when you Google VA business, you're going to get a world of different ideas. And this just says, go do this, do this, do this, do this, do this.
Right. It's structured
and very structured.
It saves you. You're buying time. You're right. You're going faster. Paying for speed.
Yeah. So that is something I just happened to do one day because I thought, well, I have all this free stuff. Let's put it together and see if it sells. And it did. And so that's a revenue stream I really think that anybody in really an online business could do, because you have information that people need. And I'm all about saving time. I'm happy to pay $20 for a checklist that saves me time to have to run around to figure something out online. If you can just tell me how to get from point A to Z as fast as possible, I'm happy to pay you $20 for it.
Right.
And so that's a great revenue stream. And then we talked a little bit about courses. My current business, Techie Mentor, is course-based. And they are do-it-yourself courses, which mean people can get in and consume the information as needed. But then I also give support because I'm teaching technology. It's, they have a lot of questions, which of course they would. So I give support. So there is some of my time, but it's an hour a week to answer questions. And so then those are two really great revenue streams that are easy. Anybody can create a course because everybody has knowledge that they can share. I'm sure you could have a great course on investing, real estate investing, right? Another way to add to your portfolio of ways to make money. And once you set it up, and there is some adjustments that have to be made, but for the most part, it's minimal, right? So I'm a huge advocate because for me, it's all about freedom, right? Having the freedom to live the life that you want. And the beautiful thing about at least the online business world is you have all these tools that allow you to do it because they're all automated and they all work together. And once you set them up correctly, they do the heavy lifting.
Heck yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. So what's sort of your timeline for the new strategy company? Techie Strategist, is that what it was?
Yes. So right now, this past Monday, I actually launched my website. It's under my name. So it's under susanmershon.com. I'm going to start it under just me and start working with clients one-on-one to kind of build out my systems and everything before I grow. I'm the type of person that needs to have my hand in everything because I want to understand how it works. So I'm starting with me and then I'll build it out. So the goal is probably 6 months, I would say, start shifting into that agency model. Under the Techie Strategist again. So really, I will have two businesses running, which will be the Techie Mentor, which is training the people that will actually do the work for the agency, right? So I'll be the strategist and help them put together the plan, and then I can throw it to a team to actually implement it for them. And then we could also support it because a lot of people, and I'll just use business coaches or even a health coach, better idea. They want to just coach people on health. They don't want to deal with technology. They don't want to have to go in and update their plugins once a month or tweak their funnel or look at the numbers. No. So that's really what we'll do, not just set it up, but also support them. And then look at the numbers behind what's working, what's not, and give them ideas on how they can continue to grow their funnels to make more money and give them more time.
Okay. So how much of the marketing are you going to help them with? Is that something you're going to have a division or wing of?
Yes. So I love marketing. Who knew, right? As a techie person, I never thought that would be something that I enjoyed, but ever since running it in my own business, it's really important for people to understand things like a customer journey, which is, what kind of offers do you have for people in different stages of a journey? Now, not everybody works with newbies, but it's a really great place to start because people grow with you. When I used to build websites all the time, I would get people that needed a website, and then I would also maintain the website. And what they would do was grow with me, right? I need a 5-page website. I need a blog. So my point is part of marketing is understanding the customer's journey and how you can map what you offer to them and then turn that into marketing to say, okay, you're just starting out. Here's what I can do you with. Oh, you need to grow. Oh, here we can do this. So that's all part of a digital marketing strategy. So it's not just the tech, but it's also the strategy behind what's going to work for your business and what offers do you have and who's your audience.
Right. Okay.
So that was a long-winded answer.
No, that's great stuff. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for sharing. Okay. I have a reflection question I like to ask people is what do you wish you knew about building wealth and success earlier in your career?
Oh, that's a loaded question. So I will say that I had a ton of money mindset baggage, right?
Okay.
About self-worth, because I'd always worked in corporate. I worked in IT, male dominated, right? So a lot of the people I worked with were males, and the males always made more money than the females. And when we went in to ask for raises, it was always just this is just me, a sticky situation. And I brought that into my business because I didn't understand business numbers. I didn't understand what it took to run a business. But at the core is everything starts and ends with self-worth. What do you feel you're worth? And especially in the VA space, a lot of people undercharge because they don't feel that they're worth to charge that, or they're afraid to say, you know what, it's going to cost you $100 for me to do that. So it has to do, I think, with just knowledge of what it takes to run a business. And then also the mindset that you bring into that plays such a difference if you're a solopreneur and there's nobody else around you.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
And I think, at least in my space, that's what I've noticed is just really understanding what your money mindset, what your worth is. And then all the different things, like as an employee, I get my paycheck. Woohoo, I'm off and running. As an entrepreneur, when you make a sale, that money isn't all yours. Right.
Yeah.
And learning how all that works together. So long-winded answer, it would really do with mindset and money. On many different levels.
Yes, yeah, it's a foundation, particularly for an entrepreneur to be able to not just understand the economics of it, but as you say, know their value, know your worth, and know what your time's worth to you as well.
Yeah.
Right? Not just in the marketplace, but personally. Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Excellent. So, Susan, if people want to connect with you and learn more, what should they do?
So I would say you can go to SusanMershon, my name.com, and you can start there because I actually have links from that website to my other one. Makes it easy.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you everybody for listening and watching today. Thank you very much, Susan Mershon, for joining me today.
Thank you.
We appreciate you sharing all your insights into techie setup and models and strategies for helping people set their stuff up. I look forward to connecting with you more myself.
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you.
Inspired by our guests? Visit PhoenixProsperityPodcast.com/guest and join us on the show and share your success story with Tim. The spotlight awaits.